American history / economics / a lot of different things here at West McDowell Middle School. And one of the things that we're talking about right now is how the American Revolution and the causes of the American Revolution actually affected the American colonies as far as imperialism goes, or as far as patriotism goes, and then also as far as political and economical standings go within not just our state itself, but within the United States. So one of the things that we're majorly looking at right now are causes of the American Revolution. We've been through several causes as of right now. We've really kind of focused on the Stamp Act. We've read Patriot and Tory alike reasonings why that the Americans had every reason to go to war or every reason to stay with good old King George. And then the Boston Massacre happens, and the students and myself and within this classroom as of right now during this time period are discussing the Boston Massacre as if it was actually a massacre, or was it one of the first and most propagated pieces within the 13 colonies, other than, of course, Thomas Paine's Common Sense. Again, most people owned a book back then, the Bible, and then Thomas Paine's Common Sense almost outsold the Bible in different parts and different points of time. But however, Paul Revere, who is a good patriot as any, Paul Revere Jr., a good patriot as much as any, creates this tinsmith, and then also creates a poem to go along with this tin etching, if you will. He decides that he takes it upon himself to persuade the British colonists in the American colonies to become more American and less British. He actually says and kind of curses them in his actual poem, which is actually below this, but it's not on the screen. The Boston Massacre itself being one of the most propagated pieces throughout the entire point of history up until this point in history within the 1770s. And then not only this famous one here, but there's also other famous ones as far as it goes. He also done this one as well, which is in Old English on the death of 5 young men who were actually murdered. Revere is actually claiming that these guys were murdered, and as we all know, that John Adams went to court for the British soldiers and got them all off except for one in a case of self-defense, because the actual rioters or citizens that were murdered were actually the Sons of Liberty, and they were actually trying to get the Boston soldiers who were there to fire upon them so they would have a more patriotic cause. So that's actually what we're doing in my classroom, or a little bit of what we're doing in my classroom. You're actually welcome to come in and join me and my students any other time. Thank you for your time, and I